very thrilled to be joined by Sam and Pete from Chevelle right about now.
Hey, how's it going?
What's happening?
All right, well, here's what's going on, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I believe in my career in radio, which has been about 10 years. I think I might have interviewed you guys 42 times.
42.
I think, give or take.
It's a lucky number.
So here's what I'm going to do. 1, maybe 2 serious questions, and then the rest we're just grab bagging it.
The rest
Okay.
are
Let's
underpants
do it.
questions?
I stay away from the underpants.
Okay, fair enough.
But it will be random nonetheless.
Really? Because I wore something special for today.
Well, I appreciate you thinking about us, man. All right, so here's my first question, and I'm only going to say it this way because you're nice guys, and I know that I can. I was always under the impression when a band released the Greatest Hits album that this was coming after the band was done for the most part. Now that's not the case. I mean, people come out with Greatest Hits after an album or two. Why did you guys decide to do a Greatest Hits?
It's easily answered. It's a record label thing, you know.
Exactly.
They have the right to basically do as many as they want, and that's why all the labels are doing them, because they're just trying to obviously pump up their profits.
So does that, I mean, did it upset you guys? I mean, were you guys opposed to it?
We were happy to do, we put an original song on it, which that part of it was good for us because it's something to put out. And we love the songs that are on there. We've already released
It really
them.
it wasn't a big deal for us because they've been released already. But yeah, we thought the same thing. You know, does this mean, do they know something we don't? Is our career going like that? Well, it's been doing that for years anyway. But, no, but the songs have already been out there. So if they want to, call attention to them, that's fine. But we put out a new song called Fizz Gig on there, and that was cool. We did it in Sam's basement, spur of the moment.
The basement studio.
Oh, very cool.
Something different.
So was it just kind of a song that was lying around that you guys had worked on,
No,
or you
not
just
at all.
came up with it at that moment?
Yeah, they said, "Oh, by the way, we need a song," and we kind of looked at each other and. Yeah, I did that. All right, I did it.
See, Pete always has literally hundreds of ideas, but they're just ideas. There'll be a riff, a lyric, maybe just a riff, and so it's not a song by any means.
And out of 300, there's about 3 that are probably any good. So I mean, that gives you a ratio of like what you need, how hard you need to work.
So did you guys have say as to what was on the Greatest Hits, or was that the record label
No,
too?
we did.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
How
Absolutely.
do you come up with that? Like, because I'm sure there's songs.
That's why we called it a collection of old faves.
Faves.
That kind of thing, because
it's not all singles. It's some of our favorites that were never singles.
Right.
And this kind of takes my memory back a bit. But was the Clincher ever a single? That is clearly
Yeah,
right. It
it
was a
was.
single. Okay,
Yeah.
That song is just badass. I will never get tired of that song. We were just talking about that, man.
Thank you.
All right, so here's the randomness. Starting from the beginning, I just came up with this over the course of the last couple of hours. And again, no underpants questions, nothing too awfully ridiculous.
Red Velvet, just in case you're wondering.
pancakes.
What is your favorite sport?
Mine's Formula One racing
All right.
and MotoGP. They're like half and half.
All right.
Favorite sport. I could go funny with this, but I'm not gonna. It's gotta be skateboarding. So
okay.
I'm gonna go honest with that one.
So you kind of go on the extreme sports side of things. for both
Chasing
you
his
guys.
dog around the yard.
All right. First pet, which I would assume, would you guys have the same first pet?
Well, kind of. You have family pets, but if you're talking actual first pet, it would be Pete.
A cricket from the windowsill.
A turtle. Snapper turtle.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. That's good.
Well, you're talking actual first pet. Pete has a dog. That was his first real. That was your dog. But we had family pets, cats and among other things.
How far do you want to go back? I guess that's how. Yeah.
Well, as far back as you can remember.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I can honestly remember I had a dachshund when I was 11. Her name was Gidget. Best dog I've ever had.
There you go.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
There's where that one goes. All right. Now, do you have any bad habits that you can share with us?
We have a lot of bad habits. Most of them are.
Yeah, I'm
are
trying
drinking.
to think of what.
Drinking and
Getting pissed at our livers and you're not only drinking
them
but
suffer.
shouting and screaming at them.
just
Why aren't you working?
general
I don't know
anger.
where it is. It is. Where is it?
We're talking to Sam and Pete from Chevelle. Do you have a favorite snack? Like something that maybe it's something that has to be on tour with you.
I do, man, and it's not on tour, unfortunately, but it's a tuna tartare. It's like one of my favorite things in the world as an appetizer with wasabi. Oh, it's perfect.
Wow. See, I was expecting HoHos or something like that.
Yeah, no ho-hos.
No.
Too much trans. I stay away from that trans fat.
Yeah,
You know,
you're
that's
healthy
what,
guys. I get it.
that's what my lady tells me. Anyway.
All right. Last argument. And what was it about?
Oh, that was like 10 minutes ago. Right?
Seriously,
Last
really?
night.
Yeah. Last
Yeah,
night.
we don't argue.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
We
I
disagree
wrecked
a
some
lot, but-
stuff on stage last night.
Yeah.
You know, I've been recuperating from my knee injury, so trying to find my chops on stage last night was the first show back without crutches. So, yeah, it was a weird one, you know, because you have
strange.
you have a way of doing things. You played certain songs like the Clincher. I've played it for 10 years now, and then you go and play it where you have no muscle in your left leg to speak of, not like you used to, and you can't you can't do the sort of rock moves. So last night was very frustrating for me, but I think that was our last fight. I wrecked some stuff.
He wrecked some stuff, walked off stage, and then I went back and I said,
Yeah.
"You
So-
have to go back out there." Essentially,
Yeah.
I'm truncating my actual
Yeah.
message to him, which was angrily put.
But I knew I didn't have to.
I mean, do you guys is it easier for you guys to disagree because you're family? I mean, do you have a
Yeah,
better way of going
sure.
about it? You know
Of
what I
course.
mean? Like, it's probably a pretty healthy way of arguing, I would
Dean
bet.
stands around and then waits till we get at it, and then he
He
grabs
shakes
each of us
his
by
head,
the
so-
collar, shakes us.
Douchebags. That's what he said.
All right, just a couple more for you guys. Musically, guilty pleasures.
I mean, I've got a ton of them.
Give me a couple.
Pet Shop Boys for me.
This is Pete.
Pet Shop Boys
Yeah,
ruled, man.
I know. Our rock fans would be like, you know, but I love the 80s. So, and there's good 80s and there's bad 80s, just like with every decade.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. So if you like Pet Shop Boys, then do you enjoy, like, and not that it would be a guilty pleasure, but do you enjoy, like, the New Orders of the world and
Yes.
things like that?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Depeche
totally
Mode.
Pete. Yeah.
Depeche Mode is probably
Yeah. The Cure.
it's the best band to me. So
Do you know, man, like, with Depeche Mode, I came to that band a lot later than everybody else.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? Like, when they were...
So did Pete.
You know, like in the 90s when Violator was so big, I was kind of,
Yeah.
whatever. But in the last few years, man, I've done a lot of, backtracking.
As we get
Holy
older,
cow.
we get more depressed and we start to
So
understand.
that's what it is.
That's what it is.
All right, so give me one.
I mean, I don't really have necessarily guilty pleasures. I just have records that I fall in love with for whatever reason. And none of them are really guilty. But I listen to a lot of jazz, which I'm a little bit guilty about because I don't totally understand. But I listen to it because I don't understand it, and I don't know where it's going to go. So
See, that's very adventurous. I think
but
it's
but I'm
cool.
guilty for not being smarter.
I don't know. You might be being a little critical of yourself. All right, one more here. All right. Now, Chicago is one of my favorite cities to go to. Now, I'm not a super well-traveled guy or anything, but I love going to Chicago. But I would guess that I do all this sort of touristy stuff when I'm there. What's like your favorite thing to do in Chicago when you're home?
Eat.
well,
Just various
I mean,
places.
Yeah, we'd go to restaurants, and I mean, there's all kinds of stuff to do in the city. But invariably, we go down. So we live about 40 minutes outside of Chicago, so we go down once or twice a week, and we always go to eat or see friends. But when we go see friends, we go to eat. Don't you think?
sure.
Yeah.
I think he was asking for like the obscure things to do.
No,
Is that what
that's
you were asking?
cool.
Okay.
No, that's good.
I was going to say, I was going to
go.
go.
I
Go
went
to
to a place-
Waukegan. Go outside and go experience the other part of Chicago.
I went
It's
to a
like little
place
Chicago.
I went to a place called the Wiener Circle the other day, and somebody got me on it. I'd never been there before, and they said, you got to order a chocolate shake. I really love chocolate shakes. It's 2:30 in the morning. We're all hammered drunk. So is everybody else in this dingy place. And you go in, and they start yelling at you, calling you all kinds of names because it's that kind of place.
It's sort
So
of
we
the
order a
shtick.
chocolate shake, and person I'm with, she's waiting for it, and it's like a half an hour later. And she comes over, and I'm like, where's the chocolate shake? She's like, I don't know. They just keep coming over and shaking their boobs at me. Like, literally. Finally, I turn to this other dude, and he's like, yeah, they don't have chocolate shakes here. That's what they do. They
That's
just
awesome.
So you drop $20
dropped
on
20 bucks on
seeing
some yeah, like
big
4
floppy
times.
boobs
Finally, the
in
lady,
your
the lady
face.
said, too, she's like, this is it. We're just going to keep shaking our boobs at you till you leave.
I think I saw that place on Conan or something
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
probably right, yeah.
because I think they sent Triumph the insult comic dog there.
Oh, really?
And it was it is some top-notch entertainment if you,
Yeah.
if you
Sounds
can
funny.
YouTube that one.
Yeah.
Well, listen, guys, I appreciate you putting up with my absolutely ridiculous questions, but we have asked favorite songs and venues and things like that before, so I just figured we'd do something a little different
Sure.
today.
Love it.
Well, and congratulations on the sold-out show tonight, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been sold out for a couple of weeks.
It'll be
so I
fun.
know you'll have a great room
Cool.
of people
Yeah.
tonight.
All the hits.
All right, very good. Sam and Pete from Chevelle, thank you guys very much again for your time. And again, you can pick up that Greatest Hits album that is in stores as we speak. Fan favorites.
Yes.
Yeah.
Either way you want to go.
Ish.
Let's do the clincher from Chevelle. We're live from Pops on 105.7 The Point, everything alternative.